guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Maya, and I have been wanting to do this video for a very long time now, where my Instagram followers choose what I read for a week or however long, because I don't think I'll be able to read a lot of books in a week, so we'll just see how long it takes me. Anyways, last night I chose 2 books for you guys to choose from, and those books are Caraval and Shadow and Bone. These are both super popular books, and I am just excited to read both of these. Both of these have been sitting on my shelf for like almost 2 years now, unread. So basically I got them when they just started getting trendy, or a little bit after that, and I never read them. And a lot of my other books have actually suffered. I cannot speak today. And a lot of my other books have actually suffered the same fates, where I see a hyped up book, I get it, and I kind of forget that I have it and I never read it. I did read a lot of hyped up books though, but I still have some that I haven't read, for example these 2. So last night on my Instagram stories, I posted a poll asking you guys to choose between Caraval and Shadow and Bone, and whichever one gets more votes is the one that I'm going to be reading. And I'm kind of hoping that Caraval gets more votes, because I heard that Shadow and Bone series is more slow paced, and I kind of want to read something more fast paced, not take forever on a book. So I really hope that Caraval wins. Even though Shadow and Bone wins, I won't be too sad because I've been putting off the series for a very long time, so I'm excited to read this too. And also I want to read the series because I want to read Six of Crows, and I heard that you should read this series first. So anyways, on this phone over here, we're going to be checking the polls. Also, before I check, last night for a while it was on 50-50. Okay. Caraval wins! Ooh. It was like 30 votes more for Caraval, but I am very happy that I'll be reading this, and also got multiple DMs from multiple of you saying to read Caraval because it's so good, and I'm very excited to. And I'll update you guys later today when I start reading the first book of this video. Ignore the lawnmower in the background, but I'm on page 22 right now, and Scarlett's sister, Donatella, is so annoying. She's just outright lying. Like, Scarlett literally just got tickets for them to visit the Caraval.
12 seconds later.
Never mind. I'm on page 25 now, and I take back what I said about Donatella. Hey guys, it's the next day, and I am on page 117, this much through the book. And I'm just gonna say a few thoughts. This is giving me major Alice in Wonderland vibes so far. This just really reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. This is the part that I stopped on night 1 of Caraval. They arrived and they're about to have their first night of Caraval. And I am liking this so far. It's definitely been hard to put down, and I can see why people love this so much. Some thoughts about some characters. Scarlett, main character, I don't really have much of an opinion on her. Like, I don't know. And then her sister, Donatella, I don't really like her. She's kind of selfish and immature and just inconsiderate towards her sister. And then Julian, I like him. He acts like he doesn't care, but he kind of does, and he's kind of like mysterious. And I'm curious to see why he came back a second time to Caraval, because this is his second time playing the game. But yeah, the vibes are very much
Alice in Wonderland, whimsical, magical, mysterious, full of secrets.
And I am excited to keep reading this, so I'm going to go continue. Nigel, the fortune teller, is really reminding me of the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland. Or maybe the Cheshire Cat. Ooh, guys, check out my shirt, by the way. Camp Half-Blood, Cabin 8, Artemis, Long Island, South. I got this Percy Jackson shirt, Camp Half-Blood, and it's funny because I took multiple quizzes before and they all say I am a child of Artemis or Artemis. But it's funny because Artemis doesn't even have any children. That's kind of like her thing, have no kids and have no significant other.
So I guess I'm just special.
Also, it's currently 8:15 p.m. and I'm just so overheated from being out in the sun for my brother's soccer practice. So I'm gonna take a really cold shower. I'm really needing that right now.
So cold.
Hey guys, I'm on page 240 and this book has just taken a turn that led it down a much darker path. So basically a very dark twist. I'm not sure if I like it yet, but I can see where this book is going now. I have some suspicions, but I don't know if they're true or like correct. So I'm just gonna keep reading. I finished it and I have a lot to say, and wow, this is a pretty good book. In this book we follow our protagonist Scarlett, and she and her sister Donatella live on an island where their father is the governor, and their father is very cruel, powerful, and abusive, so of course they kind of want to leave but they can't. And every year for like 7 years or something, Scarlett sends a letter to the master of Carval. His name is Legend. And Carval is kind of like a circus thing. Not really a circus thing, but there's like magic and performers and lots of fantastical things, which she always wanted to experience, even if it was just for a day. And finally, she turns 17 and writes one last letter saying that she's going to be married soon, in arranged marriage, and it's probably best if Legend and Carval don't come this year. And of course, that's when Legend responds. And a word that just describes it perfectly for me personally is just clear and concise. Like the plot and the writing, it just all makes sense. So it felt so refreshing to read such a unique, masterly crafted fantasy, and I give it a 4.5 stars. And now let's get a little bit more in depth. The romance. Julian and Scarlett, they didn't really have that much chemistry. Is that an unpopular opinion, or do you guys agree? I don't know. Yes, I guess the romance was nice and
They're cute together.
but I just felt like it wasn't realistic. Like they just out of nowhere had feelings for each other. So the romance wasn't the best in my opinion. It's like the plot and the mysteries that I loved. And I like the love interest's character, Julian. He's a great character, but just the romance aspect of it could be better. And then her sister, Donatella, I found her extremely annoying, especially at the end. If you read this book, you know which part I'm talking about, that scene, the end, basically. I was like,
This dumb, stupid.
but then there was another plot twist, and I was like, oh, okay. And I have a theory for the next book, but this theory is kind of a spoiler. And yeah, I really enjoyed this book. I'm really glad you guys voted for it, and it's a 4.5 stars. Now I need to post the story for my next read. I'm not sure what genre I should do though. And we're back. So yesterday my mind was kind of messy after finishing reading that book. As it is always after reading a good book, I'm just like, what comes next in life? I thought I was just watching and judging me. Anyways, so yesterday after I had some food, my mind just went back to normal. I chilled and rested, and then I decided, you know what, I'm kind of in the mood for a fae book, something with similar vibes to The Cruel Prince. So I chose these two books for you guys to vote between: The Stolen Heir, which also takes place in the same world as The Cruel Prince, and Enchantment of Ravens, which is also a fae book that has been pretty high on my to buy and to read list. So I'm about to check the results, and I think that Stolen Heir is gonna win. Adela also voted for something. I don't know what she voted for then. Stolen Heir wins. That's what I thought. 65% for Stolen Ear, 35% for Enchantment of Ravens. Those are similar statistics to the last one, but I am excited to read the Stolen Ear. I don't have either one of these books, so whichever one you guys chose, I would have to go to the store and buy it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to Target and get it because Barnes & Noble kind of overprices their books and Target has the same prices as Amazon, so I'm gonna go to Target today. So yeah. Adele, what'd you vote for?
Yes.
Enchantment of Ravens. Because the cover's for you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Stolen Ear? Oh, I'm
I read
surprised.
what they're about and it was super fun.
Let's go to Target. Jude and Carden, I'm reading this for you. Hey guys, on page 42 and Oak's hooves are getting on my nerves. Clip clop. But yeah, with Carden's tail, I did not really mind it because it's kind of like an addition to his body, you know? And I kind of liked the tail. But Oak's hooves, it's like replacing a body part. I mean, it was cute in The Cruel Prince when he was a kid. Yeah, I don't care for any of the characters yet. But so far, Soren is the best character. I also tried a new hairstyle today. It's little twin buns. Because of layers, some hairs are poking out, but I think that makes it look even cuter. Roll the pictures that I took.
In the mirror, I'm doing my thing.
It's taking me so long to finish this. I'm halfway through page 183 and this book is like not bad, but at the same time it's a little bit boring. Like it's not really catching my attention. Way too easy to put it down and just never come back to it. But since I'm filming this video, obviously I am coming back to it. Even though if I wasn't filming this video, I'd still continue with this because it's not horrible or anything. It's just like it's mid or maybe a little bit below mid, but it's just not captivating my attention right now. But I'm continuing reading it because it is Elfheim after all. It is about fae, the kind of fae that I like to read about, and we get mentions of Jude and Carden. And I'm also beginning to like Ren and Oak. I kind of like him, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna update again until I finish it because nothing is happening.
His feet tangled, my night toes brushing against the fur just above his hooves. No, stop, just what? What's going on?
It's the next day, and I know that my little updates right now on the Stolen Ear kind of scattered, but that's the reality of me reading it right now. I read it just a little bit each day because it's just kind of boring and I just can't really get into it. So here we have the Stolen Ear, and I'll be reading it again. I just really want to finish this already so I can like do the poll for the last book for this video and read that. Hopefully it'll be better than this. And I have a blueberry muffin, which my brother Mark made. He made banana bread muffins for several days in a row, and today she decided to try to make a blueberry muffin, but these are literally so good. I already had one. I feel like they could be sold at a cafe, and they're vegan and gluten-free. And I think this chair might be a little bit wet because it rained last night. Now my butt is getting wet.
One week later.
I put it on my shelf, which means I finally finished reading it. Yeah, so this took me the longest time ever, and now I can finally review it because I forced myself to just finish yesterday and I like skimmed over the last pages because this book, it was 2 stars.
And I expected a lot more from this.
And the 2 stars are mainly because it had to do with Elfhame. If this was just any other book, if I didn't know about Elfhame, if I didn't read The Cruel Prince before this, I'd probably rate this even lower, like a 1 star. I like the first half of this more than the second half, but overall both halves were really boring for me. Super duper disappointing. I didn't bother taking off the sticker because I literally do not care for this book. So I'm just like, whatever. And I started filming this video a month ago. It's already been a month. I started filming like in June 25th or 26th. And today is July 27th. So yeah, and this book's gonna be so darn long to finish. So I'm just so happy that I'm finally done. This is the happiest I've been ever since starting reading this. Not happy during the book, during events that happen.
Happy that I finished this.
Because now I can finally start something new. Also, I did not care for any of the characters. I did not care for Ren. I did not care for Oak. I did not care for anybody. And June and Cardin, we didn't even see them. They were just talked about a bit, but we didn't actually see a scene with them. So I was kind of bummed about that. Maybe there will be a scene with them in the second book, but I don't know if I want to get the second book, to be honest. I loved The Cruel Prince, okay? It's one of my all-time favorite series, so I thought that I would at least like this, at least kind of enjoy it, but I did not. So now that that review for that is done, let's see what the next book I'll be reading is. So yeah, I finished this yesterday, and yesterday after I finished it, I posted on my Instagram stories for you guys to vote for the next book, and these are the 2 books that I put up for voting. Kisses and Croissants, which I recently got at Barnes & Noble, and it's about a ballerina girl, and she goes to France, and I'm super excited to read this. And Evergreen. This is my sister's book. It's about a witch. I heard it gives off Kiki's Delivery vibes, my favorite Studio Ghibli movie ever, even though I didn't watch a lot. So I'm excited to read both these, but if I'm being honest, I think I want to read this one more, and I kind of think that this one might win this voting because it's more popular, and this is a young adult, this is a middle grade. I don't know, I just have a feeling that this one's probably gonna win. So let's check the votes. The Kisses and Croissants won, just as I thought. 72% for Kisses and Croissants and 28% for Evergreen. So yeah, I am really excited to start reading this, and I'm really just craving a real life book after this disappointing fantasy. So I just want something real life, something cute, something fun in Paris. I'm extremely excited to read this. Hey guys, it has been a hot minute since I last updated you guys, and a few days since I started reading Kisses and Croissants. I thought I'd give you an update on how it's going, how I'm liking it. And it's kind of windy right now, so I don't know if you can hear the wind and the birds, but whatever, we're gonna roll with that. So, this is fun so far. I'm liking the Paris vibes, and I really like the ballerina aspect of this, but the romance aspect, I feel like it's progressing way too fast. Way too fast. You know, we didn't even reach 50 pages, I'm pretty sure, and so it's a bit too insta-lovey for me, and I'm just not really feeling the romance. I'm reading it, and you're probably supposed to be blushing like, but I'm just reading like, we're here already? I don't know, I just didn't feel any connection between them. No chemistry. But the ballerina aspect, we need more events. But I wish I could replace the romance scenes with the ballerina stuff. It's actually really fun to read about her training and how her classes go and whether she gets the role in a ballet or not. Super fun. And also the main character Mia, some of her choices are kind of questionable. So yeah, and I'm midway through page 162. So yeah, that's the little reading update. Hey guys, so it's a couple days later and I'm in page 233. I'm almost done with this book. Again, I really like the ballerina aspect. That's my favorite part. I love reading about their ballerina-ish lives. But the romance, it's kind of gone a bit downhill, but now I feel like they're evening it out again. But I was actually kind of happy when it went downhill. I'm like, oh, finally you can just focus on being ballerina. And I'm just really hoping that Mia doesn't muff up her chances of becoming a professional ballerina just because of a guy. She says that she won't, but will she? I finished it last night, and I think I give it a 3 stars. This book was fun. It was a good time. Not as good as I hoped it would be, but it was still fun. I love the ballerina. I almost feel like I said it like a million times in this video already. I didn't realize that I liked reading about ballerinas until I read this book. Maybe it's just the way this book is written or something, but I had fun. And then the romance, it was kind of flat. And also the characters, many of the characters felt flat. So I feel like they needed more character development and development in the relationships between characters. My favorite relationship in this book was between Mia and Audrey. They kind of went from enemies to friends, and I love their friendship. When I picked this up and I read the back, oh, this is a ballerina book, I was hoping it wouldn't end something similar to that. I was like, oh, please don't be one of those stereotypes where a ballerina book ends like this. It did. I don't want to say like what because I don't want to spoil, but in the epilogue it got better, like basically got a happy ending, so that's better. So yeah, this is the last book that I'm reading for this video. Finally I'll be able to control my own reads, even though the books that won I already wanted to read them anyway. So should I do this again in the future? If I do, it won't be soon. I have like over an hour of footage to edit for this video, so
That will be interesting.
so these are the 3 books that I read in this video. And just to sum it up a little, my favorite book that I read was Caraval. My least favorite book that I read, Stolen Ear. And then this was just kind of like a mid book, maybe slightly below mid. So yeah, you guys definitely did a good choice choosing Caraval, that I will say. And now I'm probably gonna read something from this stack of books, but I don't know, I'm choosing this time, so. But yeah, follow my social medias, including my Instagram, to maybe be featured in a future video similar to this. And also my Goodreads is linked down below. And subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!